Heartbreak Podcast.
Shrimp on the barbie. Shrimp on the barbie. Do you respect that? That's corruption. I could make a fake snake. You do not pee in the pool. You not pee on the barbie. All of myself is clean.
Broadcasting from where all acquaintance be forgot, welcome to the Hardmark Podcast, a show where I, Eric Donaldson, wrestling fan of over 30 years, introduce one match per episode to my co-host who has never watched wrestling. We talk about the backstory, we watch the match, then we rank that match on our ever-growing list. The purpose of this show is twofold. First, to see what happens when someone who's never watched wrestling is introduced to its most notable matches. And secondly, as a window into the mind of the man of 54,097 compliments, the Soul Skater, the maitre d' of mat drama, the Tampa Bay topsider, the living painting, the talent, the gambling guru, the Kyle Seeger of pro wrestling. He is Flying Ryan Murphy. Ryan, how are you doing today, sir?
Oh, fantastic. Glad to be here.
You know,
absolutely.
I've been feeling kind of like shitty all day. Like there was a point briefly where I was thinking to myself, this may be the first time where I bail on Ryan and I say I'm not up for it today. But then I rallied, and you know what? Reading through the intro, it made me feel better.
Oh, good. That would have been the first time. Yeah. Not that I've done it several times, but you know, it's
been a while. I don't recall the last time you did it.
It has been a while. I know you gave me. I got a huge lecture one time for like not just bailing, but like short, like a huge lecture.
Yeah.
I had to like listen to this both on like text, and then I got a phone call, and then we did it anyway. But it was just one of those moments. It was like, I'm not like mad, but I am like super disappointed how you're handling it. And I was like, oh shit. Like, and I don't think I bailed since. And that was a while ago. It was a while. Over a year.
I think that was during, if I'm not mistaken, during our original virtual run.
It was definitely, yeah.
So yeah,
because I was at home.
It's been a while. It's probably, been over a year. Well, I'm glad that that's such a seminal moment in our relationship.
I might need to like take one of these off. Like I might need to call out like, an hour before just to like, shake things up.
Yeah, just assert your dominance in this relationship. You can't just have me walking all over you all this time. That
right.
That doesn't make sense for anybody. Let's just get it out of the way. And so you're aware, Ryan, this is the air date of this episode. It's coming out December 30th, 2021. So this is Happy New Year, everybody! Happy New Year! But at the time of this recording, Ryan, he looks giddy. When I first saw him today, I could tell he was in a good mood. He's all jazzed up. And the reason he's all jazzed up, and you as the listener, you're going to have a little bit of insight that neither Ryan or myself have. But Ryan, how about those Mariners?
Yeah. It was funny because it was a little bit of a shock to me that like yesterday I got a text from a buddy in Seattle and he's like something like, this is a big series or a big weekend, or like, I can't believe I'm watching a game when the Mariners aren't playing or something. I was like, holy shit, like. So I checked to go back and I checked the standings. I was just up in Seattle, bought Mariners tickets, but then they lost the following two games. Like, holy shit, the Mariners are like a half game back. This is, I know, Eric, like, this might not be a big deal for you, but this is the longest sports drought in sports history, not just MLB history. The playoff drought that the Mariners are facing is the longest playoff drought or postseason drought in all of sports.
Really?
Isn't that, it's crazy.
Are you sure you're positive about this?
100% positive. Eric, come on. I am a diehard Mariners fan.
Right, yeah. Jury's still out on the Kraken, but for sure Mariners fan.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah. His services can be bought, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, it's not that I don't, like, I kind of expect a full-on collapse this weekend. Like, as the Mariners control their own destiny, I kind of feel like that could come. But, to even be in the last series of the regular season and have a chance to, like, if we win out, we go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's not like if another team loses, I think we would play a 163rd game, but we could win out and go to the playoffs, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
So,
and you're planning to watch all these games, I'm assuming. Like, you have time set aside to do this.
So, yeah, MLB TV, like, I was going to get it, but then T-Mobile stopped, like, the plan that they offered, and I called them, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, that sucks.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I love T-Mobile. Big shout out to them. But, like,
Stop it.
So I think they give like a week free trial. So I use my week free trial, and then I'll the playoffs. It'll be interesting, but like this is nuts. And it's at home, right? It's gonna be a wild environment.
Surprised you're not flying up.
I thought I really did, but I am so.
You've lost so much money of your gambling earnings that you can't afford to fly up here.
I started working, and I haven't been like as broke as I like. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I work for a for-profit bank now. I shouldn't be this broke. Like,
yeah, you need a little bit of that profit your way, Ryan.
Yeah. So I thought about it, but I was like, fuck. And what if they lose? Like, I'm going to be so pissed. Like, I'm going to spend like a day.
That'd be a miserable
which
flight
is
back.
very likely to happen, but, we'll see. So anyway, it's exciting news for, Seattle and, people who are lucky enough to live up in that region, such as yourself.
Sure. I consider myself very lucky. It's when we were texting, and to kind of put a bow on the baseball thing, but if you have any,
we're just gonna bow it up already.
We're not gonna bow it up yet.
We bowed it up like so quickly.
I'm not bowing it up. It's the post.
You just said we're gonna
bow it up. I mean, we're not gonna talk for an hour and a half about the fucking Mariners, Ryan. So we're eventually gonna bow it up.
We're gonna bow it up right now. Like
we're not bowing it up right this second. To pre-bow the bow. To put the little name tag like you do on the Christmas gifts, like a to and from, like this is that. The bow is next, but this is the little gift tag so you know who the gift is for before you put the bow on, Ryan. We were talking yesterday about baseball, the Mariners, etc. I realized until you said the name Kyle Seager to me, I couldn't name one single Seattle Mariner. And then I thought about it even more. I can't name one single Major League Baseball player today. Who's the most famous Major League Baseball player right now? Who's the Michael Jordan of Major League Baseball?
So,
because like I was trying to think if there's any guy. So like the only
there's a guy.
Is Brett Boone still playing?
Oh God, my favorite player of all time.
Boona.
So, like, to be totally honest, I have also, like, lost track of baseball as well. And, like, a lot of sports, like, I watch football, but I'm still, like, I've kind of lost track of, like, names. Like,
okay.
So I don't know a lot of big players either. Even on the Mariners, like, I'm like, shit, like, I know everyone, like, I could pretty much name the roster from 2011. 2001, every single player back up in the minor leagues, Today, fucking Kyle Seager is about, like...
Have I been overestimating your love of baseball this whole time?
So it's just that, like, over a 20-year stretch of, like, not being interesting, like, I have lost, some interest in the game I love. Like, that's unfortunate. And that's on the Mariners. I hold them accountable for what they've done to my love of baseball. But the game, and once we get the fans back in it, our boy Kyle Seager is going to, like, really like continue to rile us up until we know all the players.
This doesn't sound like behavior of someone who's true to the blue to me, Ryan.
I've watched a lot of like post-game lost threads on like Reddit over the course of my
that's almost the same
10.
as knowing the names of the players.
Well, which player are you looking for? Like, I probably won't know it.
Well, that's the thing, is what I'm saying is, and I thought you were going to be this big beacon of knowledge, which clearly you're not, but when we were talking about it, I figured you were going to be excited because, hey, the Mariners might end up going to the playoffs. Again, by the time people are hearing this, they're going to know exactly what the fuck happened with all that. Happy World Series to the Mariners, I guess. But, the more I thought about it, I was shocked because I've always considered myself fairly well versed in the world of sport, where I've maybe not following like a lot of sports like super intently, but I at least have like a general knowledge of like who the big deals are in each one. But like when I really stopped to think about it, I don't know any Mariners, and to even take that a step further, as I mentioned before, I don't know anyone playing Major League Baseball today. I don't think. Like if someone had me at gunpoint and said, name a baseball player right now in 2021, I don't think I could come up with one single player besides Kyle Seager now, only because you said the name to me yesterday.
Kyle Seager's a throwback 2011, so that's why he's on my radar. But like Tom Murphy hit a couple home runs while we were there,
okay,
a month ago or so. Tom Murphy,
Irish.
My guy.
Goddamn Irishman.
I think like Jared Kelsner is another one. Okay. Now there's just to know a little bit more than you in this subject, I'm gonna run off a couple names that I know, but I don't know a lot. I've been I just moved, right? Like I have a great excuse. And I can't watch root sports anymore. Mm-hmm. So, all those things.
So the answer to where I root for you is nowhere. I don't root anymore. I can no longer root. I'm incapable of rooting.
I mean, it's okay. Okay, Eric. Fucking call me out, like whatever.
I'm just hitting all the hashtags.
The Mariners.
I'm hitting all the hashtags, Ryan. That's all.
We're doing it right now. Now is the time to get back in and rejoin the bandwagon if you've jumped off.
Yeah, This
now
is the time.
That time.
This is not right now, the time you're listening, but now the time of the recording. So or maybe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe in December, like, hey, get ready for that 2022 season. Spring training's right around the corner. So get ready for it. Get on the bandwagon. This is a great time for it.
Totally, and I think we're gonna really make a statement next season. So depending on what we did this season, maybe we'll make it.
Question. Okay, now I'm going to put a bow on this. I have one last question for you about this, and if you have anything else that's of interest, let me know. But one question for you: if the Mariners do make the playoffs, are you going to make a bet on them?
I think no, because
okay.
I've avoided. Well, fuck, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I think I would lean towards no. I'm like, I need to stay away from casinos right now. It's been a big
sure.
That's where I like to go up here. But Eric, I may drop a few $100 and come up and check out a playoff game.
Okay. Okay.
If I can get in.
Sure.
We'll see. Who knows? But whatever happened to living and experiencing life, Eric? Why now we just gamble and put everything on TikTok,
Yeah, I hate that about how we as a society are. We're just all gambling and TikTok and all the live long day.
We're just gambling and TikToking.
Yeah.
That's it.
It makes me fucking sick. Okay, well...
Go to the fucking game.
Go to the game, everybody. Next season, not now. You can't travel in time, presumably. Okay, cool. All right. So I think that concludes the baseball talk. We'll check in as your hopes and dreams are dashed as time goes on. But for right now, I think I'm going to leave you riding high on the horse. We'll see how this goes moving forward. Mm-hmm. Question for you, Ryan. I have gotten into some discussions / arguments with my wife recently. I wanted to get you as an impartial observer, your opinion on some of these issues, and kind of see where you stand on the important items of the day. I think that's an expression people say. So microwaves, you're familiar with them. I'm waiting for a response. I don't want to presume with you because if you told me, Eric, I've never used a microwave before, I would find that I would be doubtful, but I would not be certain that you were lying.
I'm okay. I could work myself around a microwave,
Yeah.
Is that how you'd say it?
I would say that way. Yeah, just work your way around a microwave. Yeah. It turns out there's multiple ways of testing food temperature when something comes out of like a microwave, for example. Oh. And I never really stopped to think about it much, but my wife saw my method of how I do it, and she started making fun of me. And I find her method to be completely just impractical and silly. So the question then becomes to you, Ryan, how do you test if your food coming out of the microwave is too hot?
Oh, test if it's too hot?
Yeah, so like you want to make sure it's not too hot. You don't obviously you're not just going to slam it in your mouth because then you might burn the fuck out of the roof of your mouth and your tongue. So how do you test that the food's too hot?
I don't.
Okay.
My thing with like microwaves is like if it's only, I don't even look if it's too hot. If it's too hot, that's good. I can let it cool down for a second. I can probably tell it's hot. If it's too cold, that's the only. Yeah. I don't know if this answers your question, but like if it's too hot, it's better.
But how do you know if it's too hot or too cold? How do you test this? What's your method? So let me give you. Let me give you a scenario. Let me give you a scenario. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here's my scenario. You're making a big bowl of popcorn. Okay. Big bowl of popcorn for Ryan. He's going to sit down. He's going to watch his Precious Mariners. He's going to enjoy a bowl of popcorn. With dairy-free butter. He's going to really enjoy it. His butt is not going to hate him afterwards. You take it out of the microwave, and you don't know if it's too hot. Like you're not sure. So how do you test it to see whether or not this popcorn's too hot?
I feel like you thought you stumbled upon a great question but first of all, popcorn can't be too hot. Like you could never have popcorn.
Damn it.
Like it's really like. You could cook like a soup that gets a little too hot, like for sure. Like that's hot, right? Or some like tikka masala that's a little too hot.
Okay, fine. Okay, tikka masala. Well, then I'm changing.
You chose popcorn out of all these things.
I'm changing.
That could not be too.
The scenario to tikka masala. Tikka masala comes out of the goddamn microwave. You want to see if it's too hot. How do you do it?
You wait like 3 minutes, and then it won't be too hot. Like that's it for every food in the world. You just wait 3 minutes.
But okay. Okay, so I don't know if this job exists, Ryan. I'm going to tell you what you should be doing. I'm going to be your guidance counselor right now. Are you ready for this? And maybe some legal folks that are listening to the podcast can tell me if this is a real thing or not. If there is a job that involves someone being a witness on a witness stand, and like that's your whole job, is just being a fucking difficult ass witness and being a pain in the ass, to extract any information from whatsoever, you should do that. That should be your job.
Okay, I'm not disagreeing. I think that's fine. Yeah, I could do that really well. But what I'm saying is your whole like microwave argument, like it just you're supposed to like make it over. You make it a little bit hotter than it should be, and then you just wait a second. Like what do you do? Do you just dig in?
I dip my tongue in it. No matter what it is, I put my tongue on top of it, just the tip of my tongue. I put the tip of my tongue on it, and that's how I know if it's too hot or not. So popcorn works great for popcorn. Tikka masala, you dip your tongue in the top of the tikka masala, you will instantly know if it's too hot or too cold or just right.
Okay. Okay.
Heather will take like a little spoon and like dip it in.
You talked a lot of shit about me right there, but like then you just landed with I dip my tongue in it.
Yeah, I dip my tongue in it. And I'm not the only one who does this either. I know of at least one other man that dips his tongue in it.
Why, though? Why? First, okay, there's a couple of problems with your method. One, how deep are you dipping it into the middle of the sauce, or are you just dipping it onto the top?
Usually surface level.
Well, there you go. Like, if you get into the middle, it could be a lot cooler in there.
Well, it could be. Well, how are you rectifying this?
What does Heather say? Like, I assume she says you're wrong. Like,
yeah, she does. She does. She thinks that it's silly, and anytime she sees me dipping my tongue on the thing, that it's not. Yeah. No, it's serious. I don't want to waste cutlery unnecessarily. If it's too cold, then
What do you mean waste cutlery?
I don't want to waste cutlery.
You just put the same cutlery back in when it's ready.
Oh, well, then it's got cold sauce on it. It's got cold tikka masala on it. I'm going to mix the cold tikka masala on the spoon, crust it up on there with the hot bowl.
Yeah, you're wrong about this.
Well, how do you determine?
I know you want it. Huh?
You just are you telling me that you just nuke everything to such a degree where there's no possibility of it being too cold?
I really do nuke the shit out. I don't burn it. I don't make it so it's coming out like that. If it says 4 minutes and then flip it for 2 minutes on the other side, I do it for 3 minutes and then I do it for another minute on top of the 4 and 3 minutes.
Okay.
That was already over the 2 minutes. That's how I do it.
Okay. Good.
Jesus, Eric.
Okay.
You just dip your tongue in it though, so like you're fucking superior to everybody. Like,
yeah, basically. I mean, that's the idea. Yeah, it's effective. You're taking the tools that God gave you, fingers, eyes, nose.
Why don't you
tongue.
dip your finger in it? Like,
that's unsanitary. I don't know where I do know where my finger's been, and I'm telling you, it's very unsanitary. I trust my tongue far more than that, and it's going to go in your mouth anyway, so your tongue's going to get acquiesced to it sooner or later, so why not just introduce the tongue first, and then you know right off the bat if it's too hot for your mouth.
I'm not saying, like, you're wrong. Like, you just, like, you can't shit on me for, like, half this time and say my methods are fucked up when all you do is dip your tongue on the surface and call it.
Well, I was trying to figure. It's not even that I have a problem with your method; it's that you were not full disclosing your method to me.
You were like, someone should just put you on trial and have you as a witness who would just fuck everything up. That's what you said.
Because it's impossible.
I gave you my
it's impossible to get any straight answers from you. You always dance around every single goddamn question. If
I told you exactly what I do, like I told you what I do, and I think it's. And then you didn't like it, and you're like, oh, well, you should just fuck everything up at a trial.
As someone with a communications degree, I don't think that you were speaking clearly enough. And I'm kind of an expert.
I broke it down. I gave an analysis on what I did. If it says 4 minutes and then 2 minutes, I do 4 minutes and 3 minutes, then flip it and do 1 more minute. I fully broke it down, Eric, and
you did not get into that level of detail before, sir.
I did. Yeah, you're gonna have to go back and look at the record. Now I'm all hyped up.
Okay,
like, over this microwave debate.
Good.
Jesus.
It sounds like you're a very poor microwave man. So we'll see how this goes. You should test my method out.
Oh wait, I did want to go over one quick thing with microwaves. Because I just saw a post about it.
I put a bow on it, Ryan. The bow is attached.
You put a bow on baseball, Eric, really quickly, and that was it. You left the microwave. You didn't say, oh, we have to wrap up this microwave conversation with a bow. Baseball, you're like, oh, 2 minutes, that's all that's allowed.
You don't even like that sport, it turns out, Ryan. Don't give me all...
God damn it, Eric. Like,
you can't name 2 players. You know as many baseball... You know more professional wrestlers at this point than you do both baseball players.
Well, let's not test that. Like, okay. So the question was, is it more efficient to set your time on the microwave when you go to, like a couple minutes, you're in a microwave something, or to just hit the start button or the add 30 seconds button 4 times?
Okay. I didn't ask you this question for the record.
I didn't say you asked me the question. I said it came up.
Okay.
And it was a microwave related question, so I feel like, if we're talking about microwaves, let's get into it.
So okay, say that again. So you're saying you're proposing whether it is more effective to do the 30-second button multiple times or just to hit the 2 button?
Correct. Or yeah. Or for a set amount of whatever you want to say it is. Well, do you set your time or do you just hit the plus 30-second button until you get there?
So on my microwave, if I just hit 30 seconds and I don't have anything set, it just does max power for 30 seconds.
You don't always microwave on max power?
No, a lot of times I'll do like 50%.
I didn't even know there was a fucking option for 50%. Like,
yeah. A lot of times
okay. Wow.
I'll do like a lower powered thing many times.
On what kind of food would you do 50% for 2 minutes?
I don't know, like a bread-based thing. Why
don't you just do 30 seconds at full power?
Because then the middle's probably not going to get the heat. I don't know.
Middle's fine, Eric. Middle's just fine.
But you got to put a little... This is a callback to a former wisdom tree that Ryan shit all over, by the way, as he often does. When you're doing a bread product in the microwave, you got to get a half full shot glass of water, throw it in there with that bread.
I don't think I shit on that.
You did. You were like, everybody knows that, Eric. There's not a new piece of information for anybody.
That sounds like, okay, exactly. Like, you act like your fucking wisdom trees are so, like, yeah. But everyone fucking knows that. Like, I didn't shit on the idea. Like,
sometimes people have, been living in sheltered lifestyles and they don't know things about, microwaving bread
50% on microwaves, like,
or pond maintenance. So these are important things. How to take care of your printer. Important shit. Yeah, I'm getting all the hits. All the people that say that invisibility is their preferred superpower are fucking perverts. Important stuff, Ryan.
Well, yeah. I mean,
things people need to hear.
Yeah,
Did I answer your question? Can we put a bow on the microwave thing?
Let's put a bow on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's put a bow.
Yeah.
The bow is attached. Bow is attached to the
We came to the
microwave.
fork in the road, and we went 2 different directions on the microwave.
Yeah.
Conversation.
I hit you with a
for
curveball
sure.
that you weren't expecting. I felt like you when I asked you a question.
I think I knocked you out of the park. Like, I think I took your curveball and fucking knocked you right out of Safeco.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good reference for somebody who actually knew any baseball players. Speaking of baseball, I have a question for you, sir. Sort of.
Wow.
I have a story about this, and I also just want to get your kind of general opinion, being a child of, you experienced the 90s as everyone else would have. You were granted a young lad at that time, but I still would value your opinion about this subject. So one of the things that was, a big deal throughout the 90s, performance-enhancing drugs.
Fuck yeah.
There's 2 parts to this topic that I wanted to make mention of. Let's start with this. What are your general thoughts about performance-enhancing drugs? It can be about like sports, whatever. What's your take?
So I mostly know them through I know they're all over the place. You got your Lance Armstrongs, you got your Brett Boones,
Brett Boones.
But
Hard Mark episode 42, the official episode of Brett Boone. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah.
Dedicated to Brett Boone and Jean-Benet Ramsey.
Brett Boone, as an 11-year-old, I knew that guy was fucking ripped as fuck on steroids. Like, I knew he was fucking, and I didn't give a fuck. He was, I was his biggest fan. Like, I loved the guy to death. And I knew there's no way he's not injecting himself in the ass or whatever every day. Like, Brett Boone was not a great player before 2001, and he was, like, the best. The cockiest, best bat flipping, home run hitting, second baseman the Mariners have ever
Kid
had.
stealing, wheeling, dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, Brett Boone.
And ask any fan, like, what the 2 most exciting years were, like, in recent history. It would be 1998 when you had Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa going at it, or 2001 when you had Barry Bonds going at it again. The home run, single season. And then he beat it in 2008. The guy was ripped on steroids. You could be on steroids, Eric, and this is baseball. Maybe I shouldn't speak about other sports because,
I mean, you were looking me dead in my soul right then. Eric, you could be on steroids.
You could be on steroids. It doesn't mean you're going to be able to hit a baseball. That's one of the hardest things to do in sports. If you hit a baseball and just rip it on steroids, more power to you. Literally.
Literal power, yes. So
I love it. I love it.
So
bring steroids back to the game. Like,
Do you have an opinion? I was thinking we were putting a bow on baseball, but I think we've taken the bow out. We've unwrapped that gift. The gift of baseball's back, everybody. Do you have an opinion about people who, like, clearly were doing performance-enhancing drugs and, like, went into respective halls of fame and whatnot?
Clearly, oh, yeah. So, like, I think that's a different conversation. But, like, sort of. Like, you have to balance it. Like, I don't know how to, like, it's unfair that Barry Bonds is taking over a historic, like, record of, like, Babe Ruth or Hank Aaron. Like, that's unfair.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just not cool. Like, I mean, it is fine. Like, it made the season fucking awesome, and I love watching it. And, like, I want more of it. But, like, you should probably put, like, so if they've been, I don't know if they're convicted. I know they went to, like, Congress, like some of these players did. But, like, if they have been known and tested positive for steroids, there should probably be an asterisk in front of their name. That's what I think. They can go into the Hall of Fame, but, like, their record should have, like, some sort of label saying these players took steroids, which, some people might think is awesome. Some people, like, might hate.
Right, like yourself.
But I love it. I fucking had a great time watching that. I just think, like, it's unfair to, like, compare the guys who were, like, ripped on steroids to, like, maybe the players who weren't. But maybe they were. I don't know. That's, a whole other thing. But yes, they go to the Hall of Fame. They're great baseball players. It's just put an asterisk next to their records.
I'm surprised that you were so pro steroid and then you have a somewhat tempered reaction to this Hall of Fame debate.
So you got to be fair. Like, those guys did it without steroids. Those guys are legends, right? You ever watch The Sandlot?
I've seen, yeah. I just saw it for the first time this past summer. I'd never seen it before.
Great movie.
It's 37.
Legends never die, but something like that.
The Great Bambino, yeah.
Yeah. But those things made baseball. Like, those those people made baseball what it is today, and like, you know, the whole like excitement and like, you know, how we kind of like view baseball. And then, but you have like baseball today, you have fucking like really steroided up jack baseball players, and it's just different. You gotta make mention that these guys did it. I don't know. That's my feeling about it. But I don't give a shit if you want to do steroids. Like,
okay.
So am I making sense?
No, this is fine. No, this all makes sense to me. I understand.
Yeah.
So there's a second part to this discussion that I wanted to get your opinion on, Ryan. So as you're aware, you're very well aware, because I remind you every single time that we talk, I'm coming to visit you Memorial Day 2022. And on one of these events, there's a number of things that you and I are going to be doing, Ryan. Not only are we going to take Ryan to his very first live professional wrestling show, which I'm very excited to be a part of, but another thing that we're also going to be doing when I visit Ryan is a Stein holding contest. So Ryan's second Stein holding contest, he's going to try and, defend his undefeated record. If you have not yet seen the video that we posted of Ryan defeating young Colton at Stein holding, picking on someone half his size, then, you can check it out on our YouTube channel.
Well, Eric.
What?
I mean, now he's half my size. Before he was going to fucking like destroy me like the entire time.
I mean, you've got a significant weight. You've got 60 pounds on him at least. If you want to be proud of it, then, who am I to...
This is a classic Eric move right here. You've shifted and like ruined me over something that like you gave me. So let's just carry on. Like we'll carry on. We'll carry on. Yeah.
So I recently, over the past month or so, have started easing my way back into weightlifting, working out with weights, tracking my progress, that sort of thing. And I've been making progress. I slowly but surely, adding a little bit of weight here and there. As a near 40-year-old man, I'm not going for super heavy weight and super low reps. I'm going for a little bit more reps, but I also think, that's if I'm training for this Stein holding contest, Stein holding is all about endurance. You're not going for weight. You're going for just, can your muscles, last long enough? So one of the thoughts that I had, as I've been doing this training was, maybe I could use a little bit of an edge. Maybe I could get something that'll help me out with getting my muscles to kind of recoup, bounce back a little bit faster, give my a little bit of performance. So Ryan, I have a thing of creatine sitting in my pantry. So, and I've had this for quite a while. This is not I've dabbled in creatine here and there. I've had my phases, and I was like, you know what? I should just do a cycle of creatine, see if I get some more gains, some more results that way, and just see how it plays out. I put a scoop of creatine into my smoothie in the morning.
Yeah, today.
No, this wasn't today. This would have been yesterday, the day before, very recently, within this past just couple of days here, and I it was fine, it was okay, and then later in that day. I experienced something that I have never, ever experienced before in my entire life. And in those moments, you're always just like, what the fuck is going on? And you're trying to rifle through your brain to figure out, what did I do differently today that I don't ordinarily do to cause this? But basically, have you ever had, I'm sure you have, but have you ever had a muscle spasm?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Imagine that, but with your heart. I could feel what I can only assume was a heart palpitation the other afternoon, and I was working at my desk and I can feel my heart beating super hard. Not that it's pumping fast, but it's pumping hard. And it took me back to the point where I went into a yoga pose down on the ground to try and just calm myself. And that was going on for probably the better part of an hour, and then it finally just sort of dissipated.
Oh shit.
So
that's a long time. Man.
Long story short, I don't know that I'm going to be doing any creatine before our big contest.
But I think you have to weigh, Eric, whether or not it might be worth it to beat me in Las Vegas. So, that's going to be up to you.
Yes.
And how you want to, move forward. But, just pros and cons,
Right.
I mean, so heart, issues or, just
If I am lying in a hospital bed during, I don't know if that gives me an automatic victory or, if you take pity on me in that case.
It would, Eric. I would give you an automatic victory if you're lying. From too much creatine, I would give you an automatic victory. Like, for prepping for this event with, like, some sort of performance-enhancing, like, I would give it to you. I would just say, Eric fucking won. I would beat Colton and fucking give you the victory over both of us. Like, that's how I would do it. Like,
I've taken creatine, like, multiple times over my life. Never an issue. Never a problem before. But, like, that one day, holy shit, I was getting scared and I was just trying to, like, fucking no-sell it around my wife, and luckily it all went away. So I don't know. I might... saying this out loud, it sounds dumb as fuck. Like, why would you even bother? But I might try it again, but just, like, with less of an amount. I didn't think I did all that much before, but maybe I did. I did what the thing recommended on the side of the container, but yeah, so we'll see if the performance enhancing drugs, maybe I'll go in for some HGH injections between now and then.
Well, just know, regardless of what you choose for your, like, drug of choice in this, like, if you end up in the hospital for it, you do win. Like, I give it to you. So
I'm glad that I can fall back to that.
I respect your, like, preparation for this, and I respect your dedication, and, like, it means a lot to me. And I would never fucking have you take a loss in a hospital bed. I would just give you the win.
Okay. I appreciate you being the bigger man about that. Which, speaking of which, one thing I just thought of right now, it's now post September 18th. Are you ripped to death?
Well, like, it depends. Like, some would say, like, possibly they could consider, like, someone like myself in his current state ripped to death. It would depend on who you asked and, like, what you were looking at and all the variables that life has thrown at me. But it would depend. Possibly.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is his audition to be professional witness Ryan Murphy. So if you need him to give non-answers up on the stand, this is his audition. Have you? Let me hit you with this, because I know that you're not ripped to death. Ripped to death is not a phrase. So, like, there's no definition of that, because it's not a thing people say.
You don't know for sure. Like, once you're ripped to death, like, you just see it. Like, you describe someone as ripped to death, You come ripped to death to a party, that guy's ripped to death.
That's the next Hard Mark shirt. Ripped to death. Look for it on the shop that is available through our link tree, by the way. Hard Mark Podcast, all the merchandise. Get your brand new Ripped to Death shirt or hoodie available there. You can also find our various social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, etc., Twitter. It's all up there on our link tree. Follow us, subscribe, rate, etc. We really appreciate it. But Have you gained or lost any weight since you moved to Las Vegas?
I haven't bought a scale yet, but
if you had to speculate,
I think so. Like, I had a bad week last week, Eric. I was in the process of getting ripped to death. I wasn't taking performance enhancing drugs such as yourself. Right. I was doing it all naturally. Like, and I was doing really well. I was, having some good meals, I wasn't really working out, just some good meals, and then I had a bad Monday, and I had pizza, and that led me to just be like, fuck it, the rest of the week, you'll start next week. I'm on, like, Friday of that week, so I potentially gained a little bit of weight. Okay. Potentially, we're not sure, we lost some weight.
It's been a cheat week, is what you're telling me.
It's been a cheat week on week 2 of 1, or 2 of 2.
Right.
I cheated.
You're a cheater.
And that's okay, Eric. That's for all the people out there listening.
Yeah.
And they're just starting on their journey of getting ripped to death. It's okay to cheat. You have to cheat. You're not going to succeed if you don't have some cheat weeks in between. So we're going to gather ourselves starting Monday.
Right.
And we're going to get back on this path of being ripped to death.
That's right. It's New Year's, everybody. If that doesn't inspire you, that speech right there to get ripped to fucking death in 2022, nothing will. Nothing will. The Hard Mark Fitness Challenge, ripped to death by Memorial Day. Follow us on our fitness journey.
Performance-enhancing drugs or not, just ripped to death. It doesn't matter how you get there.
Yeah.
You just get there.
You fucking cheat. You can take drugs.
If you have to cheat, you get there. You Brett Boone your way to fucking rip to death. Like...
That's, I'm 100% on board with this. And, maybe you didn't work out for the last month. Maybe you saw The Rock's Instagram post where he posts like fucking a dozen pancakes and you're like, you know what? I can do that. The Rock's in great shape. And then you just eat a dozen pancakes without actually moving from your couch in that day. That's fine. You can cheat. And if you don't cheat, are you really even trying?
You're not in this journey with us.
Yeah, you're not in the journey unless you cheat to get ripped to death.
You have to, give yourself some leeway.
Right.
As much as you want. But, be on the path, right? Be constantly on the path.
That's
to
right.
Rip to death. Yeah.
Follow Ryan Murphy on his TikTok as he chronicles his fitness journey to becoming Ripped to Death Ryan Memorial Day 2022. Anything else on your mind that we should chitter chatter about before we talk about wrestling today, Ryan?
I think we got it. I feel like I'm hyped up about where I'm at right now.
Good.
And I'm ready to talk some wrestling. So.
Okay, perfect. Well, this is only going to take your level of hypeness from a 5 to a 10.
Are you sure? Sometime. Well, okay.
I don't know.
Who's in this match?
Would I lie? Well, before I get in, we're going to talk about who's in the match. But before I do, real quick, and I want to I'm going to level with you, Ryan. I'm just going to cut the bullshit. Okay? I know that you know that the last few matches have not been very good, objectively speaking. I think we can probably agree on that.
Poor matches, for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad that we're on the same page about that. So, from the perspective of both the arts and the sciences together, it's been a bit of a rough patch these past few matches. So the last time, just so you're aware, actually, Ryan, the last time that we had a match that was ranked in the top 10, that was 10 episodes ago. So we're now recording right now episode 42. That was episode 32 between Rowdy Roddy Piper versus Bret Hitman Hart. That was the last time, and it's been a while, that we had a match of the top 10. I wanted to tee up something that I thought you might enjoy, Ryan. Wow, what a nice guy I am. So I combed through the data, and I think I have a great combination of competitors that you have enjoyed previously, and following the laws of inertia, which is science, objects in motion tend to stay in motion, and wrestlers that Ryan likes, he tends to continue liking. So let's take a little stroll down memory lane, and we're going to revisit one of our favorites here on the program. It's been a bit since we've seen this gentleman, and his name is Cactus Jack, also known by his real name of Mick Foley. How's that grab you?
It's fine.
What the fuck? Yeah, why? Okay, I'm going to need a little bit more from you. He was in the fucking deathmatch episode. We spent a significant portion.
Is this part of it? I thought you cut it off right there.
What do you mean? Cut off what?
Well, did you want me to have a podcast reaction?
What?
You cut it off. You're like, we're cutting to video, and then you're like, how do you feel about that?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not cutting to video. No, it's not a cut to video thing.
Okay.
No. So we're going to revisit Cactus Jack in this episode.
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's revisit him.
See, that's the fucking response I wanted. So the last time that we saw Cactus Jack was all the way back in episode 30. So it's been a while. That was the deathmatch episode where he defeated 3 other men over the course of one day using barbed wire, thumbtacks, beds of nails, and explosives to become the king of the deathmatch. Since that point, Cactus would bounce between the United States and Japan, with his primary United States employer being ECW, which we've seen some ECW matches in the past. We're very familiar with ECW by this point. So Cactus Jack made a name for himself with his hard-hitting and fearless wrestling style, but it was in ECW that he came into his own in his interview skills. So Jack would deliver some promos that are widely considered to be some of the greatest in pro wrestling history, showing both incredible intensity and also showing off his comedic side. Now, during that run in ECW, Cactus finally caught the eye of high-level executives at the WWF, who finally had the ammunition that they needed to convince Vince McMahon to sign Mick Foley. Any questions so far? And we're going to delve into this whole signing process of Cactus Jack / Mick Foley going to the WWF next.
No, let's proceed.
Okay, all right. Now, I don't know if this is a shocking revelation or not, but Vince McMahon had a lot of resistance over the years to the idea of bringing in Cactus.
Anything?
Yeah, but especially of bringing in Cactus Jack. So at one point, he even stated that Cactus Jack would never step foot inside of a WWF ring. In particular, he described Jack as looking, quote, too sleazy for the WWF. However, Jim Ross, one of the most famous commentators of all time and the head of talent relations for the WWF at that point, would not relent, and he insisted that he wanted to bring in Foley. Vince reluctantly agreed, but he told Jim Ross, quote, "You're going to find out what it feels like to have a talent break your heart," due to McMahon's certainty that Foley would ultimately fail in the WWF. Which is kind of a weird thing for, like, the head of the company to say to somebody, but I don't know. I guess he was just so fucking confident that Cactus Jack was going to not work that he said that.
Yeah, Vince McMahon, dude. That guy always... every time I think there's going to be, like, something that's like, oh, like, this is going to be a nice step into, like, you know, WWF, it's always Vince McMahon who comes up and, like, fucks it up a little bit, like, because he doesn't agree with it, like, you know.
That's pretty much true.
So, yeah, and just everywhere. It doesn't...
He's a genius, and he's also a fucking idiot simultaneously. So, you know, that happens. So, against all odds, Mick Foley, was hired by the WWF. But similar to some of the other guys that we've talked about previously, Stone Cold Steve Austin, for example, Vince McMahon insisted that he be repackaged. So Vince wanted to scrap the Cactus Jack character, and instead he pitched the idea of Mason the Mutilator, which was going to be a masked character meant to simultaneously make him appear deranged while also granting Vince McMahon's wish of covering up the sleazy-looking Foley. So Foley went along with it to a point, but he knew that the name Mason the Mutilator was doomed to fail. If he showed up in the WWF people would just shit all over it because it's a fucking terrible name. So on the fly, during a meeting with McMahon, Foley proposed the name Mankind, with the hook being that during his interviews he could reference the future of mankind or the destruction of mankind, and then it could either be about Mankind the wrestler or about the entire human race. And luckily for us all, Vince McMahon agreed to the idea and Mankind was born.
I'm sure you'll get into it. Is this like a long-term thing, or was this like a match thing? Like,
it's a long-term thing. He was Mankind for the next several years.
Interesting. I've never heard the name before. Like,
Mick Foley's probably most notable character, even more so than Cactus Jack, is Mankind. That's really where he made a name for himself.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Someone who just does a wrestling podcast, you know.
Well, that's why we're educating you. This is why you're like a 3.5 out of 10 now, Ryan. So over time, Mankind proved himself as a reliable talent and somebody that the company could count on to deliver in big matches as a main event bad guy. And after he beat The Undertaker and took The Undertaker's manager, one of your favorites, Paul Bearer, for himself in August of 1996, Mankind then earned his first ever match for the WWF title in September of 1996 in Philadelphia on pay-per-view. His opponent is another man that we've seen before, and as a matter of fact, this man took part in our number one ranked match of all time. His name is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Ladder match, that's right. So unfortunately, this isn't a ladder match. So the ladder is not going to make an appearance in this one, Ryan. I know you're probably disappointed.
I'm a ladder guy, Eric, but like it's all right. That's all right. Guys in the ladder match, I assume like he holds some respect and accountability across, you know.
Yes, he's a very good wrestler. I think I would stake my reputation that Shawn Michaels, very good wrestler. So the last time we saw Shawn, as we talked about, was that ladder match at WrestleMania 10, where he delivered an incredible performance in scientifically the greatest match of all time. Since then, Shawn would go on to become a good guy and eventually the face of the WWF, winning the title at WrestleMania 12 in April of 1996. However, Shawn was portrayed quite a bit differently than previous champions who had held that title. So whereas Hulk Hogan had been presented as a superhero conquering gigantic villains, Shawn was making his name on delivering great matches night after night, basically guaranteeing that his match would be the highlight of every show and earning himself the nickname of the Showstopper. Which sometimes in business circles, I hear people say showstopper like it's a bad thing. It's not a fucking bad thing. A showstopper is a good thing because nobody can follow that because it was so good that, like, who would go on after that show? So for any big tech people who are like, oh, is this a showstopper? Like, you're saying
you're just
like
upset, you're just upset about the interrupter deal. Now you're like bringing showstopper into this.
Wait, what interrupter deal?
You brought up interrupters in the tech industry, and now you're bringing up showstoppers in the
I
tech
brought up
industry.
disruptors, sir.
Oh, okay. You're right.
The original disruptors.
They just... So...
who are real showstoppers for the industry, Ryan.
They could be showstoppers. Like,
yeah.
I think you guys,
Which is a good thing. Every time I was in a goddamn meeting and somebody would say, is it a showstopper? In the back of my mind, I was like, that's a fucking good thing. Shawn Michaels was a showstopper, and he was fucking great. But even with that being the case, even with Shawn Michaels being the showstopper, not everybody loved Shawn, Ryan. I know that you can't relate because everybody loves you, but not everybody loves Shawn Michaels. So even after turning from a bad guy into a good guy, Shawn continued to make his entrance to his Sexy Boy theme song. I remember reading the lyrics out to you many, many episodes ago. His entrance had a little bit of a male stripper vibe to it, and he notably posed for a feature spread in Playgirl magazine.
Oh. Whoa.
I'll pause in case, I don't know if you have thoughts, but if you do, I'll let you.
No, I mean, I Playgirl, like, it's
Have you not heard of Playgirl before?
Oh, no, I have. Like, it's been a while since Playgirl, like, has even, like, crossed my, my field of, you know what I'm saying, like...
Sure, no, I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
Granted, I've never seen a Playgirl in real life. I don't know if they hang dong in Playgirl. Shawn Michaels did not. Shawn was like a very tasteful spread, so he's like the WWF champion at this time, right? That he does the shoot, the Playgirl shoot. He's got the belt over his crotch so that you can't see his wang.
Hang dong.
Yeah. Have you not heard that expression?
No, I feel like it's probably out there, but that's a really nice way of, like, I mean, it's like an effective way of saying this is what you would think would be in Playgirl, but, like,
right.
Actually, I'm not sure either. Like, I'm not gay, like, you know, but, like,
you say not that you're not gay.
It's just, you know, I'm not opposed to Playgirl, like, you know, like, right, like.
Oh gosh, here comes this gold dust spiel all over again. Brace yourselves, everybody. Oh gosh.
Yeah, let's just carry on.
That's the only thing I have to say anytime Ryan is getting too out of bounds. It's like, oh, here comes that gold dust thing all over again.
That was like 2 episodes ago, right? Like,
yeah. So while women, obviously, and kids loved him, many of the adult men in the audience did not accept Shawn Michaels as their hero in quite the same way that they had for a Hulk Hogan or a Bret Hart. So in order to give Shawn Michaels a little bit more of an edge and to show off a side of him that might appeal a little bit more to that audience and to the city of Philadelphia, who notoriously very bloodthirsty crowd, he was set to defend against Mankind in what was viewed as a major clash of styles. And so to cap the whole thing off, despite Mankind defeating The Undertaker and taking his manager Paul Bearer as well as his prized urn, the specter of The Undertaker still looms over Mankind. And I have a feeling, Ryan, that there may be some unfinished business between the two. Also, famous boy meets world star Vader has been continuing to antagonize Shawn Michaels, who barely eked out a win and defended his title against him the previous month. So you have kind of The Undertaker and Vader lurking in the shadows of this WWF Championship match. So with all this going on, the question I will then pose to you, Ryan, Can Shawn Michaels tap into a more violent side of himself to fend off his challenger? Or will Mankind prove the doubters wrong, crush Shawn Michaels' boyhood dream, and win the WWF Championship?
Well, I think it's going to depend on who can hang dong,
You can say that about anything.
That's true. Yeah. It's tough to say, for me, this was a good, thorough, introduction to this match, but, I need to see the background scenery of this, I need to see it.
Understood.
That's who I am as a wrestling fan, so, I'll give you my thorough analysis afterwards, but don't.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't put me on the spot with our viewers or anything.
Exactly. Yeah. You hold a lot of scientific credentials with them. I understand. Well, with that said, let's see. What is Ryan's record? I should double check. Let's see. So Ryan's record is 26-22. You're making quite some headway. Well, let's go ahead. We're going to watch Mankind versus Shawn Michaels for the WWF title. And with all that in place, we're going to watch that match. And we'll come back to you right after this commercial break with our thoughts on that match. Thank you very much, everybody.
And hopefully Michaels is as successful as Jose was earlier on with Cornette.
It's almost like Shawn Michaels is saying goodbye to the fans, to tell you the truth.
Mankind, right up there with Michaels.
Good Lord! Good my God, they may be broken! The backs may be broken! The backs may be broken!
Oh, did you see that?
The referee didn't see it! Everybody else saw it! This match is already over! They're sitting! They're sitting!
The winner of this bout, as a result of a disqualification, and still
Now he did it again!
the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
We are back live and in living color. We just watched Shawn Michaels defend his WWF championship against Mankind. What did you think about the match, Ryan? Did you enjoy it?
It was a great match.
Good. I'm glad
fantastic.
that you... Excellent. Yeah, I agree. I think it was the best match we've watched in quite some time.
The best match in some time. It was a great match of all time.
It was a great match. Is it the greatest? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah. We don't know yet. We haven't done
the science.
Yeah.
And you'll find out.
The science of the heart. So let me go to the notes. So we watched the Mankind interview. Again, we'd seen this human being, Mick Foley, as Cactus Jack before. What did you think of the Mankind interview before the start of the match? You mentioned deranged. Deranged was a word that came to mind.
He's just a weird guy. He was weird. His whole interaction was weird, but it was compelling. It made it was. I totally get it, but it was It was weird, wrestling type pre-interview. I don't know if I've seen one like that. Maybe it's possible I have, but
apparently a lot of his interviews back in that era were from the bowels of the building and the boiler room of different buildings. That's where supposedly the Mankind character would hang out before his match. So I think that's where they were having this interview take place, along with his manager Paul Bearer, who, I mean, you've always been, Paul Bearer's always turned your head, it seems like.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't know how it couldn't turn someone's head.
He's got he cuts a striking visage.
He's always there.
Yeah, he's always lurking. He's always out and about. Then we have the Shawn Michaels interview, which, I mean, I don't want to say that 100% of the reason that you picked Shawn Michaels to win this match was because of the interview, but it was for sure over 50%.
He just looked like a champion as he was standing there, taking the interview, and then, it was just how humble he was about being a champ. He's like, hey, I'm fucking pretty good, but I don't fucking know, what's gonna happen. Anything could happen.
I think you might be the only person that's ever described Shawn Michaels as being humble.
Well, here we go. Bring it on, world. You want to review me? Give me 4 stars on iTunes let's go. My I'm here ready to accept your criticism of my review. Like,
I also thought you provided a very interesting insight into it of Drama Kid versus Jock.
yeah, I mean, look at the guy. Like, look at the guy here. Like, look at Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just compared to the interview, yeah, I mean, you have directly prior, or at least we cut to, I mean, come on.
Sure. Yeah. No, definitely cuts
Big contrast in what they were representing. Yeah.
And the funniest part about the whole Drama Kid versus Jock analogy that you made is immediately after you said that, they started doing entrances, and Mankind made his entrance while being wheeled out inside of a casket, which is the most Drama Kid shit of all time.
I didn't actually pick that up, but yeah, you're fucking right. Like, that is, you can't get more dramatic than that. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Then Shawn Michaels makes his entrance. He's got all the paraphernalia on. I remember he had like this rhinestone studded vest on that you said like, oh, I think you should keep that on for the match, which he did not.
I like that vest. Like, you sometimes have gear. Like, I might go like shop for that vest if I can find it anywhere.
Ripped to death Ryan might be able to pull that off. I don't know about current day dad bod physique, Ryan.
That's not what you wanted to say, Eric. You made it nice, but, like,
maybe a couple rounds of creatine, a couple of cycles. You might be
yeah.
heart palpitations. You might be in the hunt.
I loved it. I loved the way the guy was decored out. That was
decored out.
It was really well done, and he carried on. And he walked in the ring with it, and then I mean, you probably had to shed it, but that's okay.
Sure, yeah. So then we start the match. I think within like a minute of the match starting, you were already gushing about how the word that you kept using was clean, like what a clean match it was.
It had like two
clean wrestlers.
And a ref, like a clean looking. He did, like, I mean, that ref was just like a referee, black and white shirt, like,
right.
You could have put him in the NFL and it would just look like a referee, like,
I mean, Earl Hebner would be very glad to hear that you described him as being clean, I'm sure. There was also an abundance of glitter in and around the ring that very quickly started getting all over both Mankind and Shawn Michaels. So they were literally both glistening under the bright lights of Philadelphia.
I'm a little surprised they don't do that anymore, like where they just put maybe not that much glitter, but like a little bit, just to make him glisten a little bit more. Like, you put tiny bits of glitter all over, and they would just look like they're like sweating. I wasn't sure, but like that was definitely glitter because he had a huge like thing of glitter on him. Like,
sure, yeah, big confetti thing.
Yeah.
I remember the very first time I had watched this match, I didn't know what had happened before it, so like I thought that they did, like you said, just kind of like put a shitload of glitter on. I didn't realize the match prior to this one had Goldust, who we watched face, and so he has a bunch of glitter in his entrance, and so all the gold glitter was in the ring when they.
I mean, they could just sweep it off.
Yeah, they could, but why would you? But when the match starts, they kind of go back and forth a little bit. I think the first like notable thing for me anyway, Mankind rips up kind of the outside padding outside of the ring, like the mats that are there. And as he's kind of like trying to like futz with it a little bit, Shawn Michaels kicks him and then just starts like stomping him like double-footed stomps over the top of this padding while Mankind is like laying underneath it. I think that's kind of when. And you were already. It didn't take you much to get invested in the match, but I think as soon as that move happened, you were like 100% sold. Like, okay, I'm on board for this.
Yeah, I mean that was a good part. I think like I'm having trouble like piecing together where I'm at here. I remember like he was under the mat and he stopped him like several times.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's what sold it for me for sure, but like there was something attractive about the match.
It was Shawn Michaels. You were very attracted to Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, I mean, I think his hair was flowing at that point. Like, I mean, you can't not respect that guy. Like,
you liked his flowing hair. You liked his chiseled good looks.
I used to have it, like.
Yeah, exactly. He reminded you of a young you. So we have that bit. Shawn hits a big cross body, so he just basically, splashes on top of Mankind. Eventually there's a bit where like very early in the match, Shawn is going for his finishing, his signature finishing maneuver, the sweet chin music, and Mankind literally sprints out of the ring and runs away and starts like cradling the urn for, safety, like a child would cradle a blanket, that sort of thing. They kind of start getting physical. They start exchanging punches. There's a little bit of pig squealing that takes place, very similar to the old King of the Death match back in episode 30 that we saw there. Then Mankind starts adjusting the table, and I think, did you remember that table was in play by the end of that match? Because it would happen so early that Mankind was like messing around at the table that you forget that was like something that was put in place for later in that match.
I didn't know even to this point. Like I didn't know he was messing with the table to set up a finishing move.
Sure.
Well done, because it was like if you have to set it up, it wasn't like too over the top, but.
Yeah.
They always fuck with tables, so it's not like,
I fuck with tables.
They always are fucking with like the announcer's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
one thing that you'll notice as we get more into modern wrestling matches, so like this is probably one of the better table items in a match that I've seen, because it felt very sort of organic. Whereas, so one thing that you'll notice in more modern matches, they have all this paraphernalia on top of the tables. Like they have monitors so that the commentators can see what the audience is seeing. They'll have a bunch of other shit that's on top of the tables nowadays. The wrestlers now, when they're going to do a move on top of a table, they will spend a moment taking all of the shit off of the table, which, like, I get why, but from the context of like they're two people having a professional wrestling match, like why would you go through the steps of taking the monitors off and doing all this other bullshit? So like they didn't do that in this match, and like I think it benefited greatly from that.
Oh, in this match for sure, no doubt. Like that was.
So Mankind kind of sets up the table for literally what happens probably like 20-25 minutes later. Shawn leaps over the table, smashes Mankind face first into the coffin, and then I think what really escalated the match in your eyes, he suplexed Mankind, and Mankind didn't land on the stairs entirely, but his like calf, knee, etc. slammed fucking hard onto the ring steps. And then for the entire rest of the match, Mankind was like selling that he hurt his leg in that.
Well, also like Shawn just kept going at his knees like the entire rest of the match, and that there's no way you look at that and you're like, that's a nice fake wrestling move. Like that thing, like it. They even showed a replay and like slowed it down. That I mean, it was a good hit right to the steel stairs or steel ladders, whatever you call them. Like,
yeah, the small man's ladder, the stairs.
Small man's ladder.
So, yeah, as you said, Shawn Michaels working on Mankind's knee for a little while. Mankind eventually starts to try and regain feeling in his leg. He starts not really stabbing himself, but stabbing himself with a pen in the knee, trying to gain feeling in it, etc. Mankind. You remember what I'm talking about, right?
I do. I don't know what that was, what he was stabbing himself with, but
it was a pen. I think it was a pen that Paul Bearer fills out a lot of documents backstage. Okay, you don't know what sort of contractual agreements are happening.
Yeah.
So Mankind runs back in. At this point, Mankind is kind of going on the offensive a little bit. He starts like biting Shawn, running knee to the face, etc. There was one point where Shawn is hung upside down in the ropes, and then Mankind bounced off the ropes and like smashed him with his hands a couple times. Leg drop to the back of the head, yada yada yada. A few more stair moves. So Mankind went knees first into the stairs, and then he went head first into the stairs right after that. Which, again, the small man's ladder, the stair. There was a bit where both men tried to suplex each other when they were kind of on opposite sides of the ring. So Shawn was trying to suplex Mankind into the ring, and then Mankind was trying to suplex Shawn outside of the ring. Eventually, Mankind wins, but Shawn lands on his feet on the apron. Mankind charges headfirst into the post, which is another really cool spot in that match. Then we move forward a little bit. There is the Hangman move from Mankind, where that's how he lost his ear. I remember pointing that out, where he was kind of like hung up in the ropes. Now, the WWF ropes are a little bit different than a lot of other companies. Most companies use steel cable wrapped with like electrical tape. The WWF use actual ropes with electrical tape over it, so it's a little bit different. It's got a lot more give to it than a steel cable would.
They're a little softer.
Yeah. If you're trying to spring off of it, it does not have quite as much spring.
Bigger pussies, like.
You can say that. I wouldn't necessarily say that, but at this point, Shawn starts attacking the hand. You didn't like Shawn attacking the hand so much, or maybe you were disappointed that he didn't hit Mankind in the head with a chair. I'm not sure. Maybe it was a combination of both.
Oh yeah. No, he just like I don't know. I mean, it's fine. Like I just thought like it was excessive hand attacks. Like
Excessive hand.
You know, like you can go for the hands a couple, but he like it was like different ways he was going for the hands. Like
Right.
You know, hey, that's my guy Shawn Michaels. You know, like.
But the chair stuff in this match was very good. So earlier in the match, we saw Shawn blocked a punch from Mankind by holding up a chair. So Mankind like punched the chair, hurt his hand that way. Then Shawn took the chair, swept the injured knee of Mankind so that Mankind was down on one knee, and then he had his hand up on the apron. Then Shawn smashes that hand with the chair. It was just, talking about it now, I like it so much more than I did watching it, because it played into the first half of the match, which was I'm going to fuck this guy's knee up, and then also set up the second half of the match, which I'm going to fuck this guy's hand up. Let's see, a little bit of back and forth here. That pile driver that we saw in this match was great.
It was.
That's maybe the best pile driver that we have seen ever in.
Really?
I don't know. I can't think of one that I liked as much as that. It just had like the perfect amount of force. Just looked fucking like that was towards, I think when Shawn Michaels kicked out of that pile driver, that's when you were confident that he was going to win. When that pile driver happened, though, you were like, I'm not so sure.
It wasn't a bad pile driver for sure. Like
it was a great pile. Yeah, it wasn't just not a bad one.
I don't know, like for you to be like that's one of the greatest ones that we've seen.
Yeah,
like the move was, I think, specifically shown like in a previous match. Like that was
probably 10 pile drivers.
Yeah, but I feel like you had pointed, and at the time when even you had pointed out, I was like, oh shit, that's fucking crazy. This one was like, it was good, but was it the greatest that we've seen? I don't know, Eric. I think you might be.
I'm here to tell you that.
Was it just was it maybe just too so natural that it was good? Like.
I can't break down the science on why it was so great, but I just know it was the best one that we've seen so far.
Okay.
It just had
the
perfect amount of force run.
Some would say, some might disagree.
Well, as the authority, I'm saying, so that makes it true. And then right around that, when Shawn kind of kicks out, now you're like fucking riding this wave of confidence. Now you're positive that he's going to win.
That. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mankind is pulling his hair out. He's throwing a big temper tantrum. He doesn't know what he can do to beat Shawn. He's throwing chairs into the ring. He tries to push Shawn into the coffin that he made his entrance in. Shawn fights his way out. Big flying forearm that you loved. Eventually, they go back. Both of them go up to the top rope. They crash through the table that had been set up 20 minutes beforehand.
That was the best.
Was that your favorite part of the match?
You're talking about pile driver, like that part. That was one of the greatest table throws I think I've ever seen. Table landings, I guess. I don't know. Like it just went off the top, and it looked authentic. It just looked.
For the record, everybody, he paused and considered, do I want to say that word? And then he moved.
It's been a while, but like you can't describe it any other way. Like, you know, computers are laying on him. Like, you know, both these guys are down, and they both, and even they're like, they're done. Just call it a match.
It was pretty good. And so then they both managed to kind of crawl back into the ring. Mankind brings a chair. He starts climbing the top rope. He's got this steel chair in his hand. There's another chair in the ring. Shawn leaps off of the first chair, does a jumping kick into the second chair, which then smashes Mankind in the face.
That was such a good moment, like underrated because it was quick. Yeah. Other shit happened, but like you can't pause for a second, Eric. Like you can't.
Yes.
That was amazing. That was a great moment after that whole like table landing, and he just
it was great.
Like photographic. Like that's on posters as well. Like that's a poster moment.
And even to give you a little bit of credit here, I think even after only having watched now, this is I think your 49th match that you've seen so far. I think you can kind of tell when certain things are like telegraphed. Of like, oh, this is going to be the next thing that happens, or like da-da-da-da-da. That was a spot that was set up so well that you didn't necessarily know that was the direction that it was going in, which I thought was like the strongest point of that. Like it was executed great, but like just the setup of it was so organic where it caught you off guard and you're like, holy shit, which helps the match in that case. And then right when that happens, that's when your boy, and when I say boy, I mean boy meets world, Vader runs in to interfere and giving Shawn Michaels the win by disqualification. So Vader tries to attack Shawn. Shawn fights him off, knocks his big ass out of the ring. Shawn wins.
Really big guy, like out of the ring,
I think Vader was never like a little man by any stretch of the imagination, but especially by this point, Vader had put on some pounds. Vader was a big fella at this particular point in time.
The fact that Vader was like in one of my favorite like childhood like TV shows, and then also like now it's come full circle into like the real wrestling, just like makes a piece of me whole again. Like like it's that much. Like and to see him, even though he came in to fight my boy Shawn, like it's such a part of me. Like
I don't know if I've ever come closer to spit taking than I did just then. Made you whole again.
Just made me, this whole
when
thing.
When you get poetic, I really fucking like it a lot.
Good.
Poetic Ryan is maybe my favorite Ryan. So yeah, Vader runs in, Shawn fights him off, and then when Shawn's back is turned, that's when Paul Bearer comes in with the Undertaker's urn from behind. He smacks Shawn in the back of the head with that, and so then Mankind puts the mandible claw on Shawn. So this is all after the match. The match is over. Shawn Michaels.
And the crowd's going fucking nuts.
Yeah, no, it's fucking anarchy. Sid's running in. Sid and Vader are fighting each other down the fucking aisle. Mankind comes up behind Shawn, puts the mandible claw. He's got those dirty, sweaty fingers down Shawn Michaels' mouth. And then he's calling for Paul to open up the coffin. He's going to roll Shawn Michaels in for a moral victory. And then the coffin opens, and what the fuck happens? The goddamn Undertaker rises from the coffin, emerges, kicks Mankind's ass, and then Shawn Michaels poses to finish out the match.
It's a lot to like.
It's a lot to take in.
to take in, yeah, but
it's a lot to take in.
What a solid, piece of time that we spent there. Like,
no, it was
really good content. Philadelphia, the real. You want to see true wrestling fans? You go to Philadelphia. You want to see true indie fans? You go to fucking Philadelphia. Like, and that's where the match was hosted.
Right.
Fucking WWF, like that is it. Like, I mean, that's
the thing. That's the thing. Before we proceed forward, Ryan, I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So in this match, which we haven't seen this a whole lot, but we saw Vader show up, who was not a scheduled participant in the match. He showed up. He like got physically involved, which then the referee's like, okay, Mankind's disqualified. Shawn Michaels wins because of outside interference. Like, that's what happened in that case.
Yeah.
Sometimes there will be matches that just get so fucked up, like there's so much crazy-ass shit that happens, where it ends in what's basically determined to be a no contest. That's not what happened here, but sometimes it does happen. So I'm asking you just hypothetically, because eventually we may get to a match where this happens. If a match does end in a no contest, how should we address that?
Well, it depends on how I call it. Like,
Well, I feel like
sometimes I like to throw in a big wrench. Like that's completely unfair.
Yeah. Well, you're basking in post-sex glow right now. You have clarity of your mind, Ryan.
Yeah.
So with clarity of mind, Ryan, what do you think? So I will say that we do. I've already said earlier in this episode, if anyone is looking for just a stand-in witness who can just badger any lawyers and just be a big pain in the ass about getting any information, call on Ryan. One thing that is a thing in law, Ryan, which I'm sure you're well aware of, precedents. There needs to be precedents in things. So I will say, previously, we have had at least one match I can think of off the top of my head that did not have an officially announced winner and an officially announced loser, but we counted it as like, okay, realistically, who won that altercation? I'm fine with like doing it that way if you are, but I wanted to at least get your opinion on this situation before we specifically said like, okay, if there's a no contest, how do we address that?
That's a tough call for me, Eric. Because
I'm putting you on the spot.
In general, like I'm fucking fine with a little bit of like, if there's some discrepancies, like we have to like sort it, that's fine. But like if you're talking shit, like the whole fucking like prior to this, then I might not be okay with that. I might be like, I might want to call it technicality. Like,
well, I'm trying to avoid that right now. I'm trying to use you.
It depends on how your attitude is during that round. I don't know. Like,
no, my attitude is
you called me out during a microwave debate saying, hey, like this guy could fucking blow a trial on. Now I'm fucking pissed. So like I'm gonna fire back and be like, well, Eric, like
this is highly unscientific.
Okay. Do I think it's okay? Yes, I think it's okay to like break this down. But am I gonna like put up, a piece for my case? Of course I'm gonna put up.
Okay, so I think what we're coming away from is if there are any matches where in the future there is a no contest, we can basically say like, okay, who was the one that walked away with the people like, oh, that fucking guy won that sort of thing.
I think I'm a fair guy.
Okay.
In general, but I think I'm a fair guy. But like,
okay. Yeah, you've made that abundantly clear. Yes.
I mean, do you not think I'm a fair guy?
I think you're an emotional and passionate guy.
Have we had one of these matches where I know we've had some like, okay, so maybe at some point you should throw one of these in, and we'll just see. We'll see what happens. I think I'm a fair guy. Like,
okay. I mean, I'll see what I can do. But okay. But I wanted to breach that subject now when it wasn't.
How do you feel about it? Like,
I said how I felt about it.
I'm fired up. I just got fired up for no reason. Like, yeah, I'm fine.
You won the fucking match, Ryan. Congratulations.
Of course I won the match. All right.
God damn it. Okay.
All right.
But yeah, no, you won this match. That has no bearing on our match here today.
Obviously, I won the match.
Obviously. Why would he do anything else? Which that brings your record, man, to 27-22. This might be the highest you've ever been above 500.
I call myself the Seattle Mariners of wrestling picks.
The Kyle Seager of
the greatest shortstop of all time.
Greatest shortstop in Mariners history.
Picks.
Yeah. Okay, so before we get to the ranking, last episode we introduced a new feature, a lot of positive buzz. Everybody's saying, like, this is what you guys needed to really ratchet it up to the next level. Joe Rogan watched. Oh, yeah, big time. So I'm going to pitch it to you here, Ryan. I'm going to do this.
In a world without rules, in a sport where only the strong survive, there's one man who has the guts to lay down Murphy's Law.
So, as we all know from last episode, Murphy's Law is where Ryan takes an element of this match, whether it be good or bad, that he thinks that aspiring wrestlers can utilize to improve their matches and maybe something they can kind of adopt into their general routine. Maybe it's Shawn Michaels' humbleness. Maybe it's some other thing. I don't know what it is. But Ryan, what is Murphy's Law? The main takeaway from this match that aspiring wrestlers can utilize for themselves.
So first of all, anyone can take Shawn's humbleness and implement that into their daily lives, right? Like,
yes.
You just got to be humble, like that. But that goes without saying, right? He should have fucking grabbed his mask with all like his fingers and just like ripped that mask off his face. Like, that's what he was missing. That should have been his like. Sometimes your final move can be like a final move. Like, that's fine. Yeah. You just have your final move. But, like, sometimes you need to really, like, tailor it towards your opponent, Mm-hmm. And if he had just, like, grabbed him by the mask and, like, thrown him off or, like, whatever, ripped his mask or, like, that would have been, I mean, you rip that guy's mask, game changer. Drama student, you rip his mask, fuck. Now I can't hide behind this mask anymore. Like, it was a game changer. Like, so.
I thought for sure that your Murphy's Law for this episode was going to be like a positive thing because you liked the match so much. I didn't expect that you were going to critique your boy Shawn Michaels to that level.
Just a step that I thought he could take. But
look for any opportunity to unmask your rival and get in their head.
Especially drama queen.
Drama queen. I understand. Let's do the science, my friend. Let's fucking figure out where this thing is ranked.
It's a tough one. The data.
Yeah, let's take a look at the data. This is match 49. You've almost watched 50 matches. Next episode is going to be the 50th match you've watched, which is fucking crazy. So based on your feedback from last time, because I do listen to you when you have good ideas, I tend to disregard you when you have bad ideas. But I did add, so now we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different categories. We have an equal
Fucking
amount
trash.
of good. Yeah, we have fucking trash, fucking amazing, great, awful, bad, good, and okay. So we have.
I like this. I like what you've done.
Thank you.
And I think this would go up there. This was a fucking pretty amazing match. Like, so I guess that would make it in the top 3. Is that
okay? So okay, yeah. I mean, if you're saying it's fucking amazing, then yeah, definitely.
It was a fucking amazing match. It really was. Like,
wow.
I could see it bordering on just great, but like it was fucking amazing. I really did like it. I thought the Philly background was fantastic. You know, I appreciate that in a match.
I know you do.
But it's not a ladder match. It's not a ladder match.
Okay. So it's not number one.
No.
So Shawn does not occupy the top. Well, I mean, maybe he'll occupy the top 2 spots, which does not dethrone the first Shawn Michaels match we saw.
And I don't know if this match could go like ahead of like one of my all-time Japanese favorite matches. Like, but it's right. I think actually 3 is probably a fair spot to put this, as long as it sits in like a fucking amazing bracket. Like, it was a very good match.
Okay, so you're saying that we should expand the fucking amazing bracket to include this. This should just be the 3rd. Okay.
No,
I think that's a completely reasonable place to put this. I think either 3 or 4 would be absolutely reasonable here. So that's for once you and I agree on the ranking of this match.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. New number 3. Excellent. Well, you know, it's so. I feel like these virtual episodes have had so much emotion in them, and I wasn't really expecting that. There's these ebbs and flows where, like, sometimes we just butt heads like arch rivals, and other times we come together like we're best friends or lovers. And I feel like we've ended this episode, you know, as lovers, which is a great feeling for me.
That's just a classic Shawn Michaels like vibe that gets put out, you know. Like, so
true. What do I want to tell the people? Let me cue up the old soundboard here. So it's time, everybody, for everyone's favorite segment. It's much better than Ryan's Corner, because Ryan isn't giving us any fucking juicy ass gossip about his 5 fucking roommates. So for sure, Eric's Wisdom Tree's better, and I just blew the fucking lead. I buried the lead because this is a segment that everybody calls Eric's Wisdom Tree. Ryan, here's a piece of information. You're a 31-year-old man.
Early 30s.
Yeah, sure. Nobody's disputing that. I think I've told you this before. Your body, like, everybody wants to give people information about how when you hit puberty, like how your body changes and that whole thing, which is true. Puberty bodies change. But what not as many people communicate about is in your 30s, your body also goes through quite a bit of changes. And so this isn't even the wisdom, but like I noticed very early into my 30s, I started having to sleep with the pillow between my legs because my balls would get in the way of stuff. And so I would, have to sleep with a pillow so I wouldn't squunch my balls in between my thighs. That's not the wisdom. I'm just setting up ways that your bodies will change, Ryan. I know that you're, you have to get up in the middle of the night to go pee a lot. So it's important that you get in a nice sleeping habit, that sort of thing. Again, not the wisdom. Here's the wisdom, Ryan. Here's another way that your body is going to change in your 30s. Do you get a lot of nose hair?
I do have like one nose hair.
You have one nose hair. Okay. That's going to be more in the future. Do you have a nose hair trimmer yet?
No, but I can feel this one nose hair, like if I do that.
Okay.
Just right outside. It's like one outside the nostril.
So you haven't started addressing this yet, it sounds like. Like you're just letting that be as it is for right now.
I haven't had the time.
So busy. That's so rich and busy, that Ryan Murphy.
Yeah.
Well, let me give you a piece of advice. When it gets to the point where that nose hair, because it will continue to grow, I'm just being transparent with you here, and there's going to be more. There's going to be more nose hairs, and they're going to keep showing up. It's just that's what this fucking shit does. Do not pluck your nose hairs. You need to trim them.
Yeah, why would you ever pluck it?
Oh, some people prefer Because when you trim them, so like you and me, we're men. I'm assuming you shave every now and again. You get a little bit of stubble when you trim, right?
Yeah, but you're not trimming. You're not shaving the inside of your nose. You're just trimming.
Well, sure. Yeah. You're not shaving, but like, so what will happen when you do end up trimming your nose hair? It'll kind of feel like stubble. So if you were to like squeeze your nose like you were itching it, you would feel like stubble in there. So
if you cut it.
Yeah, if you kind of like use a little electric nose hair trimmer and you start kind of rolling it around.
Oh, why don't you just cut it with little nose hair trimmers?
I mean, you could do that, but that's difficult to get the angle. Like we live in a society where there's rules and
we live in a society.
We live in a society. There's fucking robots.
So you go in with like an actual like little like you in the nose trimmer.
Yeah, they make electric ear and nose hair trimmers, so you can stick that shit in your ear canal and in your nose nostrils and trim all that stuff up.
I would never pluck it. Fuck those people. Like.
So somebody told me, I think I heard it on a podcast recently, somebody was plucking their nose hair and they ended up getting an infection that like got into their brain. So like it can literally, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, if you pluck your nose hair and it gets infected, which you wouldn't have anything, like there's nothing you could do to stop that. If it's just like the body's reaction, if it reacts wrong, you could fucking die. You can get a literal brain infection from plucking your nose hairs. So you got to trim.
Is it a peaceful way to die? Like,
let's see.
It's just kind of like one of those unknowing like brain infections that you just die in your sleep.
Am I selling you on this, Ryan? Why are you asking me?
I'm just wondering like what kind of like death this is.
You cannot commit suicide via nose hair plucking until after Memorial Day 2022. I'm just saying that right now.
Oh, God damn it. Okay.
Let's see here. So, yeah, it says you can catch infections, bacteria, like you can basically
it's
get
probably not quick. It probably hurts. Like, it probably hurts. Probably a painful way to die.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a painful, anything with the brain. Brain abscesses. You can get brain abscesses or meningitis from doing that. So trim everybody.
I would just agree, like on a for real, like fucking note.
Please stop.
You just don't.
You're spending too much time on TikTok. When Seattle Ryan would have never said a for real.
You just
fucking Las Vegas Ryan. Hey. God damn it.
Okay, you just don't pluck. Like, that seems like if you had to pluck once a month and it was like not risking like any sort of like infection, like you just still, that would be an awful time of the month that you knew you were having to go in the morning and like pluck your nose hairs.
I'm looking at Las Vegas Ryan right now. He's clearly been tanning. He has frosted tips.
I live in the sun, Eric.
He's wearing an Ed Hardy t-shirt right now. It's at least 2 sizes too small. He's taking this to heart, everybody. I don't know. I'm worried for him. I'm worried he may not make it to Memorial Day. For real.
That's a Seattle term, by the
way. I've never heard it happen in Seattle.
Well, Eric, I mean,
malarkey.
You're 38 plucking your nose hairs, so like, all right. I'm just barely out of my 20s, TikToking my life away. So,
God damn it. Okay, with that said, I think that we're all set. I think that concludes episode 42 of the Hard Mark Podcast. We are going to be back. Next episode is episode 43 because that's the number above 42. That's going to be on January 13th. So that'll be the first episode of 2022. So look forward to it. We'll give you an update on all of our creatine habits, etc. So look forward to that. And if you are not hard, you should get hard. And once you get hard, stay hard. That's all, folks. See you in 2022.
Well, I think it's going to depend on who can hang dong.